The Bushy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
The Bushy and Bobo Show, episode 32. October's around the corner. Hockey season almost going to be kicking into full gear. My partner is going to come sliding on in here. Bobo, welcome to the show. How are you feeling about the Canucks offseason?
Well, here's a guy that we just signed to a big deal. JT Miller, a good 7-year extension, 56 mil. We're going to go back to the main camera here now.
If anyone didn't see that was our best Al Michaels, Chris Collingsworth impression. And yeah, I think we can all agree it was pretty bad.
Well, I wanted to make sure my barrel was, because I have like no room there. Make sure my barrel wasn't coming in the camera. But yeah, JT Miller, 7-year, 56 mil.
So it's technically 8 years.
AV. So is it 7 plus?
Well, no, it's another year. This is his last year.
Well, year. And then.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I mean, like, Vancouver should be. He was a guy I thought they were maybe going to look at dealing at the deadline, and I'm pretty sure you did too. We both had him up there on our trade list, and
I did. But at the same time,
nothing happened at the draft.
At the same time, he is 29, so he'll be 30 after the year. And so another 7, like, he's a Canuck forever. So the thing is like, he had 90 something points this year.
He was our best player.
Yeah. Like, you kind of have to keep him, right? Because again, you could trade him at the deadline.
A fringe playoff.
Well, we'll talk about that, but they're in no man's land.
They're in that weird spot right now. But if you're signing guys, keeping him, you signed Besser, you have Garland still, you got.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything. They got Mikheyev, and that's it. They didn't do anything else.
They're still in that weird spot. It's like playoff fringe, but like I said, we're gonna go over that later. But I like it because, like I said, you have to keep your best player.
Yeah, because you could have walked for nothing. I mean, that's the situation. Is if you get in a point where you're in the playoffs and you can't just have your best player like, hey, we're in the playoffs, but we didn't sign him. And then he can walk for nothing. So it's like you either got to commit or get him out of here. So they committed to him.
Yeah, and the next guy up on the next big name Canuck to be a free agent would be after this season is the captain, Bo Horvat. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him.
And he's in like the Larkin situation. Same thing. When we were looking at contract comparables, those guys are exactly the same.
Yeah, it was very similar.
So that they're going to bring him back. He's a captain, right?
Yeah, and he'll do it on a discount, not a discount, but he'll get paid. He may not get.
JT Miller's advanced stats are he's pure offense, really good even strength. He's not really defensive at all, so he's going to have to be a scorer for the duration, unless he can kind of turn into some type of. Like at the end of the contract, I don't think they care. Like that's the thing that I keep saying. Is if you sign a guy, you're probably the GM's not going to be there by the end of that contract. There's no way.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to
because if this doesn't work, you're out. Bye. Yeah. So then it's the next GM to figure this out. Because after 3 or 4 years, this could be like a pretty bad deal. But you hope he stays at that level.
For the first couple of years on it, you hope that it's you're still getting the same JT Miller as we did last season.
Right. And the only other signing that I was going to bring up was the Red Wings they signed Zadina. So 1.9 for 3 years. So that's not bad. That's a show me deal. And they bought 3 years. Like, so he's still going to be restricted at the end of this. He'll have arbitration rights, but I mean, you got to do a lot better than what he's doing. Like his even strength offense, he's like above average. He stinks defensively. Our play is like all right. Doesn't really finish any. Like last year, he was horrible. Like he couldn't finish anything. Like for a 6th overall pick, that's supposed to be like a goal scorer. He's not scoring. like and he gets chances, he just doesn't bury it. So it's, I don't know.
Always like me.
That's an interesting one. Yeah. Yeah, like me too.
So I'm pretty much a 6th overall pick then.
Yeah, for sure. But
You could at least set people up.
6th overall pick in the ugly draft.
Oh, number 1 overall right here.
Number one in your heart. But like he has
Good
to turn
pick.
into something. He's 22 years old. He's still young, and I think him being as young as he is, he only made the team because he's a good player, but they were so bad that it was they couldn't not bring him up. There was a few times where they sent him to Grand Rapids, and then it's like, we have to bring him up. He's doing well down here. Where I think for him, it would have helped him to kind of have a full, couple seasons play in GR, like learn the game, learn being a pro, come up, like learn how to score even more down there. Cause scoring in junior is not even close.
Dominate it in
Why do you think
AHL for a year or two? And then
why do you think so many players can score 40 in junior and then they come to like professional hockey and they can't even bingo 10? Because it's completely different. Like you can't just float. You have to create your own. Zadina is a perimeter player. By definition, he's a perimeter player that needs to play with other good players. He's not going to be the one creating the chance. Like he's going to either finish it or not. But I've never seen him like take control. I'm going to go score. Like he doesn't do that, which again, 6th overall pick, you hear he's such a goal scorer. Like I need to see that.
Guys.
Yeah, but he also realized, wait a minute, I can't do this in the show. I'm going to turn into a pest and be very effective, right? So he changed, but like Zadina, if he wants to be a goal scorer, like he needs to create more, right? Like people were always saying, oh, he needs to play on the top line. I go, yeah, when he does, he plays well. But at the same time, you need to make Larkin and Bertuzzi better too. They can't just haul your ass around. Yeah.
Is Zadina one to make Bertuzzi and Larkin better? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, there's probably 5 other guys that'd play there. I mean, Raymond, obviously. Raymond made them better. You can't even argue that. That line was phenomenal this year. It's because they got the young kid in
there. David Perron on that line.
Yeah. I probably won't start like that. It'll start Larkin, Bertuzzi, Raymond. And then on the second line will be Kopp with it would be Kopp with Perron. I think Verana is going to be on a line with Zadina and Suter. So who am I missing? Kubalik, maybe. They got some depth. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you have to, like, if you want to score in this league, you have to create yourself, right? And make your teammates better. And I don't see that from Zadina yet. And I hope I do, but I'm not hopeful. The nice thing about this deal that I really liked was the flexibility in terms of, hey, I can trade him easy still. You know what I mean? Like it's 3 years.
It's a nice contract.
It's not crushing your cap. Yeah, he's still under control.
The other deal out there was like a former Red Wing there, which I didn't mind him on the wings, was Sam Gagner.
Oh, the Jets. Gagner, he had 31 points last year.
Yeah, on that vet min, right? 750,000. And
he is literally just a 5-on-5 player and nothing else. 66% offense, 64% defense. Wasn't on the power play. Horrible on the PK. Didn't really finish a lot. Didn't score a lot. Like he
still has that Edmonton blood in him.
Put him on the 4th line. That's what you got to do. He's going to be a good locker room guy. I like Sam Gagner. It's just not enough to.
That's why he had the A. A good locker room guy. That's why he had the A on the jersey.
Well, at the end of the year, yeah. So,
but he's got that Oilers blood. Can't finish.
There you go. So yeah, we don't really. This is like the first time I feel like we haven't had a like, hey, here's what we're going to talk about. Like all the topics, right? We're just kind of like, let's just chat, because those were the only things where I was like, hey, we can mention the signings.
And even then, it's like, okay,
the offseason, nothing happens. Yeah. Like I don't care that Sam Gagner.
We're not talking about I don't know much about the women's championship that's going on. The only thing I know is that they were in the 3rd period. It's Canada, US, and that's it.
What's the score?
I don't know. It just said TSN just said it was.
I know it's always Canada, USA.
Canada's holding a 2-1 lead over the USA with just 20 minutes remaining, and that was 18 minutes ago. So.
Okay. Well, it's always Canada, USA for the women's. That's the only thing. There's no competition.
Except for the 1 year Finland played.
Right.
I think Canada got knocked out, but
right. So One thing that we could do, just because the off season, like we did our fun kind of Sporkle stuff, we've done a draft. I kind
We
of
tried
thought
doing another
like,
Sporkle as well, right? But that
oh
got
yeah,
kiboshed.
it did because our internets were interesting. So how about we do something a little different here? We are going to go on Tier Maker, and if people don't know what Tier Maker is, it is a tier maker. So literally this one that we made.
Great explanation.
Yeah,
great
it's pretty fucking obvious.
What is Tier Maker? It's Tier Maker.
It makes tiers. What we're gonna do, instead of like projecting the standings, we're gonna go through each team and sort them into different not divisions, but different sections. So one is going to be Stanley
different
Cup
tiers.
And we'll make the tiers. Therefore, Tier Maker is one is going to be Stanley Cup contenders, like who we think.
Which they will have tears of joy when they win the cup.
Right. Then we'll have a section for playoff teams where they probably didn't make it as far, so they'll have tears in their eyes when they don't make it.
When they lose,
fringe playoff, I'm talking like you're a 9th seed. Now I'm talking like when there was 8 seeds, we should go back to that shit. But like you're just outside the wild card, you're in the hunt in the last month and a half, right? Like you're right there.
Shit start to the year, and now it comes back to bite you in the ass.
And then we have lottery. So like I was thinking kind of like bottom 10-ish. And I don't want to like make a very distinctive like this is the ranking, because then we're just doing a ranking. And then absolute horse crap. So like where it's like you guys are going to be awful this year and it's not going to be good. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this? You just want to do this alphabetically? Do you want to do some of the slam dunks first? Like
let's go alphabetically. You just want to go back and forth where we think
no. Because the thing is, we can move teams around too if we realize, wait a minute, I think this team's better than that team. We can move them around. Here's what we do. I want you first to nominate a team, or I'll go first. I'll nominate a team where I think I know exactly where they should be. Okay. Like, so number 1, okay, we'll go Colorado. Colorado is going to be a cup contender again. They haven't lost the stick. They lost Kadri. They got a new goalie.
No arguments on that.
And I mean, the thing is Kemper, as good as he was, he's not this like amazing, like you're going to see in Washington, I think, like, oh, hey, he wasn't that great. Like Grubauer in Seattle, like some of these guys have an awesome team around them. And now they go somewhere else and it's completely different. So I'll say Colorado's a cup team just because they're defending. They have to be, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
I'll go on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm going to put Seattle and horse crap.
Okay. Why do you put them there?
They're just bad. They didn't have the luck of like Vegas did when it came to expansion. I don't see them making any better moves.
So
they weren't good.
I will say good. They made a bunch of signings though that I think they will be better.
But they're still. I still think there's tons of teams like. I still think they're a bottom 3 team.
Bottom 3? See, I think they're bottom like 6, which is close. So okay, we'll go horse crap for Seattle. Okay, another one horse crap. I'm going Arizona is going to be down in this horse crap. These guys are
too
awful.
Easy.
It's a tap in. That's why we're going to do the tap ins first. To the Coyotes, I don't know, like whenever they're such an embarrassment in the league. We've talked about them so much on this show that it's
almost
actually
as much
sickening.
As the Oilers.
If the Oilers and the Coyotes, other than the Canucks and Red Wings, I think we've talked about the Oilers and Coyotes the most. Just because
do you think
Coyotes are such an embarrassment?
Coyotes get a sellout game this year?
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, it depends if they change their pricing, because the pricing was insane when we were talking about that on whatever episode that was.
I think
if we were professional, we would link it. If we were professional, we'd link what we were talking about that. But I have no fucking idea. We think we are. We don't have an editor. Maybe. I'm the editor.
Maybe.
Okay. But anyway, yeah. I mean, they're getting Zach Cassian as it like hit the cap floor, and you know, I don't know what they're doing. They got a tiny arena. They stink. What are you going with here?
Slam dunk it up to Tampa, to the cup teams. They're going to go back to they haven't really lost anything.
You're right. Good core. They signed everybody.
They got that's like a solid core there to go back.
Who they get? It was Sergachev, Chernak, Cirelli. During free agency, there's 3 guys that signed like 8-year deals. So I mean, they're keeping those guys together at least. But
They're the
eventually,
NBA. They're the NHL equivalent to the Warriors in the NBA. I feel right now.
I just don't know how they're going to actually continuously keep that going. But I mean, kudos to them. They're keeping it's like they won twice with them, went to the finals again. You have to keep that core together. Give them another few years to take a shot at
Let
it,
them
right?
go.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Who do I want to go with here? You know what? We'll go with the Red Wings. Okay. Now this is because I'm a little bit biased. I think they'll be fringe this year. I think that's what I'm hoping. I think they're not going to be like a lottery team. If they're a lottery team again, I think it's a total failure. But the fact that they've turned over like 10 players of their roster, it should be better when we're talking about Perron and Kopp and Mata and Sherratt and Husso and all these like guys, Edvinson maybe coming, like they should be way better than last year. Even defensively, they're not going to get scored on as much. So I would hope that they would be March, April, still kind of sniffing around. I don't think they'll make it just because the division is tough, but I think they'll be fringe playoffs.
All right. I'm gonna go with
if you disagree with any of these, just let me know. Like, just say it.
Yeah, I'm going off the board here.
Okay.
I'm going Ottawa as a fringe playoff team.
I think Ottawa is like slightly above where the Red Wings are. Like they're going to be battling.
I think so too, and I think that Giroux signing was huge for them to make that.
He also got to Brinket.
Yeah, they got he's younger. Like Giroux, I think he just brings that. The Brinket came from Chicago, right? He has that playoff thing, but I think Giroux just having that guy playing.
Well, then even think about
where he wanted to be.
Stützle, Shabbat, Kachuk. Like they got a young core, and now they got a couple. Like they got Giroux.
They got a couple of vets there, a couple of veteran guys.
Do you think Claude Giroux would have signed there if he didn't think they were going to be good eventually? Like probably not. No. I mean, he wants to win a cup, so he's looking at them when they're potentially. But that's something next year. Like I want Detroit to sign like a Giroux next year, almost like a stud, right?
Yeah.
Kind of in his 30s, you give him a 5-6 year deal and you go, all right, we're going to win in that window. I think that's the plan would be next year to do that. But I agree with that's fringe for sure.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to do another tap in. Okay.
Yeah.
Chicago, horse crap. These guys are
both on and off the ice.
These guys are openly tanking, like not even being shy about it, which is insane because like, now I know the GM is different. Kyle Davidson's the GM now. But they went from, not being that dynasty to, well, yeah, it would be a dynasty. It was 3 cups in what, 5 years?
In 5 years or 6 years?
Detroit did 3 and 6, same thing. But
dynasty to the fall, and now they're just straight.
But then they tried to keep it going. Like they were like, oh, we should probably rebuild, and then they went and got Seth Jones, right? And then they get rid of Hagel, they get rid of DeBrincat, they get rid of Strome, they get rid of Kubalik, they get rid of Suter. Like all these young guys are just like, yeah, see ya. And it's like, holy shit. And then Taves and Kane are still sitting there like, what the fuck are we doing here?
And Kane, I feel like Kane's still going to get traded this year.
At one point, I think he would want out. Taves is there forever. He's never, he can't get moved because his contract stinks and he's not that good. I think Taves might be the most overrated Blackhawk I've ever seen. He's good, but he's not like amazing. He's never been that amazing, in my opinion. But I think Chicago, they're openly tanking. They are horse crap. They're going to be in the bottom 3. They're trying to go for Bedard, and I hope they lose the draft lottery because that'd be so funny.
I'm going to go with Buffalo here, and I'm putting them in the lottery still.
Okay.
I feel like they want to get on the right track, and it seems like they're eventually going to get on the right track. I think they're that Patty Kane away from getting. Because that's where I think he's going to get traded to. But
Buffalo, yeah.
As of right
watch
now,
out.
As of right now, I still think they're just a lottery team.
Okay. Let's go with the Calgary Flames. You're going to be surprised. I think they're a cup team. You were asking me how I thought the offseason.
Are they a better team now?
I think they are. Like, I honestly think, like, getting, like, Kachuk and Gaudreau are gone, okay? They both wanted out. Gaudreau kind of boned you a little bit, but at least he said he wasn't going to come back. Or, like, this is what's going to happen. Replacing him with Kadri, Like smooth move. Didn't see that coming. I thought Kadri was going to the Islanders. Lou Lamoriello sucks. Keep having people shave their faces. That'll help. How about you sign some players, you idiot? Can you imagine if Connor McDavid went to the Islanders? He's like, you need to shave your beard. He's like, fuck you.
Well, he doesn't really have a beard. He has more like a pimple beard.
No, but I mean, like, can you imagine that? Right? You need to shave.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Lou. Like, I'm the best player in the league. Suck my ass. I'm gonna play. I think that Kachuk trade, when I heard it and we talked about it, I was shocked. Like, even going Kachuk for Huberdeau straight up, I was like, I like Huberdeau. The guy had like 115 points.
Yeah.
Like, he's really, really good. He's super underrated.
And then you get Uyghur in the deal too.
And you got Uyghur, and so you like, you showed up your defense. Yeah. And then you sign Kadri, right? And then, you got rid of Monahan. So, like, you're under the cap.
You lose Monahan, but...
Yeah, but he was terrible. Like,
exactly. That's why I say whatever.
Right. So it's addition by subtraction. You still have Markstrom. You still have a solid decor. I really like the Flames, and I hate to say that to Hursty, but like, I think they should be a cup contender. Anything less would be a failure.
They should be, yeah.
But it's just one of those things where they were really good last year, and this year it's a different team. Like,
you kind of a few add by subtraction, and
yeah.
Also, did you see the one video that went there in Calgary? They had Huberdeau sign over a Kachuk card, like sign.
Oh, really?
A Kachuk card. Yeah.
No,
I. Dan just goes up to him and.
Oh, really? That's so. funny.
Kachuk. And he just.
No way.
He asked him to sign it. All right, I'm going to go with a tap in here. Okay. Pittsburgh in the playoff teams.
Okay.
They're always, as long as they have Crosby and they re-up Malkin there.
I don't think they're a cup team. They'll be.
I don't think so too. I think they're going to be a playoff team. They'll be fun.
They'll get donked in the second round or something. Like, that's kind of how I feel about them.
Nothing more to say on that. Just an easy, like I said, it's tap in.
It's interesting because we might have to move some around because we're gonna have too many horse craps. But I mean, I'm gonna go with the Montreal Canadiens in horse crap. Now, respectfully, they are in a rebuild.
Is the C for crap?
I don't know. Maybe it looks like a
crap the horse.
But I think they're in a rebuild, and that's the only reason they're going to be horse crap. But you got Slavkovsky, you got Kirby Dach. I like how they're building, but I still think you don't have a goalie. Like, that's a big problem. Their defense is porous, right? They have nobody there either. So I just think they're going to have a bad year, and they're going to be bottom 5 again. That's what I would expect. I don't know how it would not be like that. Carey Price is done, basically, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you. So they say Price isn't, like, they don't see, he's not in the future with the Habs there.
No, I think he's done.
Retired?
Well, like, just LTIR. Like, you're just never playing again. Yeah.
Okay.
So Montreal on the bottom. Sorry, Lou.
Sorry, Lou, he says. I'm going Dallas in the playoff teams.
Okay.
I like Dallas. I like that they re-upped Ottinger, whatever how you say it.
Yep.
I think he played well.
Coming goalie. I like that. Oh, dude, he was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how good he was.
He was just, and if that's any sign of what's to come in Dallas, with you're on the right track.
Well, and the thing is, they have like this aging, like Jamie Benn, right? Your captain.
Yep.
Like, okay, Sagan's still technically, what is he, 28? Like, he's still 28, 29, something like that. So he's still very good. But you got these guys
Pavelski.
like Miro Heiskanen. Yeah, Pavelski, 36, 37. He's still doing really well. But then you have these young guys like Miro Heiskanen. What's his name? Robertson? Jason Robertson.
Oh, yeah, Jason Robertson.
Yeah. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jason Robertson.
I don't even know. The guy, he's like an 80-point player. Like, out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell? So they have some young players that are Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Right? So you're right. I think playoff team would.
Then they got Darian Hatcher back there. They got Eric Lindros.
They lost. Who did they lose there? Klingberg. But just couldn't make it work, I guess. But still, Heiskanen's your guy. Like, right? You ride him for sure. All right. How about now? Okay, I'm gonna go Florida playoff team. I think they got a lot worse. I like you said with that trade, I think I don't understand it. I mean, Kachuk is already he got 90 points. Anything less than that, so you lose. You lost the trade. Like you got rid of your best, one of your better defensemen. I won't say best because you got Ekblad, but they were looking for maybe a little more grit because I know Huberdeau is not like a grit guy. But I feel like Florida, like this was kind of their first kick at the can, really. Like last year, they won the President's Trophy, right? I think
It's
they should. It's like, why didn't you just keep going with it? Like you were there, like you learn from it, you keep going. It would be like the first time that Detroit like failed, and like, all right, Yzerman and Fedorov, see ya. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, like let's just calm down. Let's think about this, right? I don't know. I think Florida playoff team, could they push for Cup? Yeah, they could. But I just feel like they're just going to...
Do you think they're a guaranteed playoff team? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs. But are they Cup contenders after those moves? I don't think so. I don't like their defense at all.
You threw up your Red Wings, I'll throw up my Canucks, and I think they're a fringe playoff team as well. I think they're in a similar situation to the Wings.
They did a reboot. I don't think they rebuilt. They didn't ever tank it down. They've kind of
never. And especially after Sedin's retired, they never fully embraced a rebuild.
But
it was all right. We still have these young guys. No, they built around the guys that they brought in under that time still. So you still have your Pedersen,
you need Horvat, you need Besser to have, you need Pedersen to bounce back, right? You need Hughes to have it.
He needs to have a big year. He needs to have a comeback year. But I think they're going the right direction. Hopefully, Mikhailov there can help there. Go the right way.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay. Before you can do, I'll put
Canada won gold, by the way.
Perfect. Playoff team, Edmonton Oilers. Again, they didn't really change that much. And they were a playoff team last year. That's my analysis of the Oilers. Like nothing really changed that much. That's going to move the needle, right?
They should be a playoff team. I have a feeling that they're not making the playoffs this year.
With the Oilers, really?
I have a feeling they're going to something's going to just absolute. I think that I don't know. I just think something happens there.
Technically, in our cup teams and playoff teams, we should have 16 teams, right? So we can always move things around if we think like, wait a minute. Right. So I just think they'll still be there because
they should.
You're the best player in the league.
Exactly. That's why I'm not arguing. That's why I'm not going to argue that they should be the playoff team. But something in my gut says something
deep in my loins.
And I have a big gut. So this is
dude, me and Shannon were just talking about like, man, I got to go to the gym. Like, I think like, hey, we're not talking hockey anymore. I need to go to the gym at Crunch across the street from my work. There's like 2 days where I have like an hour and a half for lunch. Why am I not going there? It's $10. Like, I should just go there, hit the bike for like half an hour, have a shower.
And even if you wanted to, there's the other one on the East End.
Exactly. I just need to do something. Get back on the ice. It's back to hockey. Wait, is your
back on the ice? Okay. It's me. The playoff team is going to be the Leafs.
Yep.
They'll be bounced first round, but they'll make the playoffs.
Their goaltending, I don't know, man. I every time I look at it, I go, Matt Murray.
Every year, it seems like it's a new 2 goalies every year.
Well, that's Samsonov. I mean, he was supposed to be the guy in Washington. The Capitals were interesting. Like they let both their young guys go, Vanacek and Samsonov, and they brought in Kemper, right? So they're like, oh, Stanley Cup goalie, got experience. Like, I mean, hell, Washington, I mean, yeah, they should be a playoff team too. Let's just talk about them. Like, they're going to have Mantha all year now, right? X-Wing, he's still got Ovechkin. I don't know, is Backstrom back yet, or is he, what's his deal? Because he was out, like, all year, wasn't he?
I feel like he is back.
Yeah, they're both getting older, right? I think you upgraded their goaltending. They kept the rest of their rosters similar. So I think, the Caps should be in the playoffs, in my opinion.
We're going to go with the San Jose Sharks, and they're going to be a lottery team.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I just don't see enough out of them yet. I know they did they extend Hurdle there?
Yeah, Couture. They got rid of Burns. They lost Burns, the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Carlson's not like used.
I just don't think, it's they're going to be that 10-12 seed there. they're just not gonna. They're a no bueno.
Yeah. Let's go with Anaheim Ducks. We'll go lottery. So they are teetering on horse crap, but they're lottery because they have their young guys. Zegras changed to number 11. I hate his guts. He just took my number. Did you hear about that? I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I didn't know he switched.
Not sure why he's on the cover of NHL. You know why? It's because millennials will buy it. Oh, he did to Michigan. Like, they're not even going to call it
No. It's not even calling it. They're calling it the lacrosse or the Zegras.
Oh, you fucking loser. Anyway, so, anywho.
And he's wearing shorts on the cover. What a loser.
Also, I know, right? But also, Pat Verbeek as the new GM there, right? And I think he's a guy that comes from the Yzerman branch, right? So, if you want a guy to rebuild your team, not a bad hire.
Make him happy.
Funny story about Pat Verbeek. Back in the day, he coached the Sarnia Blast in Junior B when they played the Chiefs, Tecumseh Chiefs. And I got his autograph because he played, I think, was it 1 year or 2 years with Detroit? It's like 2001, he was with the Red Wings. And so I had a Red Wings hat, and I just happened to be at the game. And Pat Verbeek. And I just was like, I don't know, 12 years old or something. And he was coming for one of the intermissions. Like, they came through, Tecumseh Arena. They have to walk all the way around. So I said something like, Mr. Verbeek, can I have your autograph? He goes, yeah. Just let me do the intermission. I'll get you when I come back. I'm like, okay. He came back, and he grabbed my hat, and he signed the bill of the hat, Pat Verbeek, 15, right? I'm like, oh, sick. I got Pat Verbeek's autograph. And so cut to like a few years later, for some reason, my mom was like, okay, you need to get that hat washed. Okay. So we send it to my Oma, and my mom said, like, we need this washed, blah, blah, blah. She washed the autograph off of the bill of the hat because she thought it was a smudge. So I had a Pat Verbeek autograph on a hat, and she washed it off.
It's like the Steve Yzerman.
Damn it, Oma.
Thrown out.
What? Wait, what?
I got Yzerman's autograph at the Windsor Arena.
Oh yeah.
When he was a scout, and it was on a Spitfire's ticket stub. I had it on a bulletin board. It fell off the bulletin board. Next thing you know,
I'm not a big autograph guy, and that's why I just want to get, like, let me chat with you. I'll take a picture. You know what I mean? I'd rather just be like, give me 2 minutes to chat with you. The
nice thing though with Yzerman is, I don't know if I told, like, because I was one of the, like, me and my buddy were one of the first people to realize he was up in the the one suite, if you want to call it that, at the old barn.
Oh, was it the barn?
Yeah, it was at the barn.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so once people started noticing there's only the one exit and there's no like private area, you got to go through the regular concourse and whatnot. But Yzerman stayed for everyone for a signature and all that. A beauty. And he stole my pen. So Steve Yzerman owes me a pen.
Okay. Is it your go or my go? I think it's you.
I just did Anna. You did the Ducks. You did the Ducks. You know what? We're going to go Vegas as a fringe playoff team.
I agree. I think it's hilarious when they miss the playoffs because it's just they're so mismanaged.
They got so lucky that in their first year, and now it's just like, yeah, they got Eichel now and all that. But
they've given away like 3 of their best players for nothing. Well, I can remember 2, Fleury and Pacioretty. They had to give them up for nothing.
Yeah.
I know there was another one. They were like, shit, we just got to move them. It's like,
and I think they're coming back down to reality.
Yeah, and they have no cap space. They have no wiggle room.
Seattle's doing they're doing on total opposite. I feel like starts to their franchises.
Yeah. I'll go with Philly. I don't think they're horse crap. I think they're here somewhere. They're in the middle. Where do I put them? Lottery? I think they're lottery for sure. They might be horse crap. Is there anybody back on our list that's going to be worse? You know what? They're horse crap. There's nobody else on this list that's going to be worse. Arguably, I think they're horse crap. They got rid of Giroux. They were bad last year. They didn't do anything good. I mean, they signed Rasmus Ristolainen again. Like, why? He sucks. Like, that team should be blowing it up. and they should be in the Arizona, Chicago area. That's what they should be doing. But they're going to probably be in the bottom 5, I think. I'll put Flyers in the horse crap. If we find someone that you think is going to be worse, then let me know. I
don't think of those remaining teams that's going to be worse than Philly. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to put one in a playoff team right now, and we're just going to put Boston up in playoff teams. They'll face the Leafs first round again.
Do you think that this is the last kick at the can for Boston?
I think so.
I sure as shit do. Because
it is.
When I was looking at, kind of the wings and like the way that they could sneak in, next year, because you need someone to falter. Like, who is that going to be? It's not going to be Tampa. That's
Boston falling because Marchand's going to be done.
So here's an interesting thought. It's not going to be Tampa. Florida's going to be good again. Toronto is an interesting one that I looked at because, like, if they don't get it done this year, like they might do some drastic. They should. Boston is the only candidate where I look at them and I go, they might be the team that you could take over because they're older and like they're gonna have
Bergeron and Marchand. I feel are done after this year.
Marchand, he's gonna be for another 4 years. Oh, in Boston, I think Bergeron's just gonna retire.
In Boston,
yeah, I think Marchand might. Yeah, I don't know because he'll be the guy though. He might like that, or they'll try to retool it like most teams. Oh, we'll try to keep it going where it's like. That's the GM, like Don Sweeney. He's been there forever, right? Like he's gonna be like, "Hey, this is my team." Like
I feel you're right on that. For Detroit to sneak it, or a Detroit or an Ottawa to come in, is going to be that downfall of Boston.
Yeah. So let's go with. Boy, you know what? I got to do this. I think the Rangers. They're probably a cup team. Like, which pains me to say, but like they had an awesome run last year too, and I think Tampa took them out, right? But man, they still got the best goalie in the league, in my opinion. They've got one of the best defensemen. They've got like a few of the best forwards. Like I love Zibanejad, I love Panarin. They've got the depth. They've got guys like Lafreniere and Kako that aren't really like. Again, this is the reason why the lottery's stupid. Is they didn't need them like at all. Like they're good without them. Trouba randomly is the captain. I don't know. Like, okay, cool. But I think the Rangers are going to be they'll be like that right there. Looks like the final 4 to me. Calgary, Colorado, Tampa.
And I'd agree with that. So I don't think there's necessarily any other of these remaining teams, cup teams.
Maybe Carolina. I was going to say like they're going to be maybe playoff.
So I don't think they're
a
cup team yet. I don't think they're. Yeah, so that'll be my.
I feel like they'd be in the middle.
Added Burns there on D.
Yeah.
But they got new jerseys now.
Pacioretty too. Yeah, they're awful. I don't understand it. What that jersey stinks. Tom Dundon is a dumb. Their owner, by the way.
I see what you did there.
Why do I sound like I'm on dial-up? What the hell is going on here? Might be just my mic. Do I sound okay?
You sound okay on my ears.
Oh, okay. It might just be my headphones suck ass. This is getting interesting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 12. So we have 4 more spots for playoff teams. So basically half of these guys have to be playoff teams. I think most of these are in the middle. Shoot. This is tough. I'm going to say, how many Western teams do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, eh? I'm going to say St. Louis is going to be a playoff team. Even though I don't really like their roster that much, like they aren't as good. You have Thomas Greiss as a backup now. That's like 3 or 4 losses more. So they might be like a wild card. So like I was kind of thinking maybe fringe, but they'll be in, I guess. It's funny. These are the teams where I don't feel like I know that much. Like I almost have to look at like
the Islanders. I feel like I think the Islanders are still a playoff team.
I think the Islanders might stink. Like that's where I think this is where we're going to start disagreeing because like they didn't do anything. Like they weren't that great last year and they sucked. They didn't do anything.
Oh, they weren't that great last year, but they still ended up making. What are you doing?
I'm looking up the daily faceoffs.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, where's lines? There we go. Okay, does this sound like a playoff team to you? Bavelier, Nelson, Palmieri, Lee, Barzell, Bailey, Parise, Pajot, Wallstrom, Martin, Cizikas, Clutterbuck with Romanov, Dobson, Pellick, Pollock, Robin, Salo, Scott Mayfield with frickin' Sorokin in net. That doesn't. I mean,
Does
maybe.
it sound like a good playoff team? No. Does
No,
it sound
God,
like a team that sneaks in as a wild card? Yeah. I feel like
Okay,
they're
so
still
that
in there.
means if we do this, that means the Devils are out and the Blue Jackets are out.
And I think
We have 8 here. Like the Blue Jackets just picked up Johnny Gaudreau. I mean, would they make it over the Islanders? Because I feel like
I think they would be fringe. So that's where we could have the argument on Islanders
Let's look at the Blue Jackets here. Okay. Gaudreau, Boone Jenner, Patrick Laine. Solid first line. Nyquist, Roslovic, who got a good year. Voracek, who didn't. Kent Johnson, from Michigan, right? Cole Sillinger was a first-round pick. I don't know who this Kirill Marchenko is, or Robinson. Sean Corrali, Matthew Aller. Okay, their bottom 6 is like young guys. Werenski, Gavrikov, Boqvist. Okay, you know what? I feel like they're in a little bit the same boat, but I like their top guys better than the Islanders. The Islanders have Matt Barzal, and that's it. That's literally all they have. So here, let's do this because they're both right next to each other. Oh, not anymore.
And we can always have more than 16 teams in there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make this fun. Okay, let's say the LA Kings made the playoffs last year, and
I think they're fringe.
I think let's see, Kempe, Kopitar, Fiala. They took Fiala. That's an upgrade. Or Deneau is good. Arvidsson's going to be back. He was hurt. I follow third line. Lazat Kaliev is a young scorer. Velarde finally is making it. Quentin Byfield, he'll have a full season there too. Kupari was a first rounder. Downey Anderson. Their defense is suspect. They still got Quick and Peterson. So split. I think they'd be in. Because look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 Western teams. They have to be in, right?
6, 7 if you count Vancouver, Vegas.
I'm not. They're fringe.
Okay.
That means they're not in. That means they're like the 9th or 10th seed. Like the Jets. See, here's where it's interesting. I don't know anything. What did the Jets do? Did they do anything crazy?
They added Gagne.
Ooh. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti, Ehlers, Scheifele, Wheeler, Harkins, Lowry, Appleton, Vesalainen, Toninato, Barron, Brandon Dillon, Neil Pionk, Morrissey, Schmidt, Stanley, DeMello, with Hellebuck's a really good goalie.
I think that they get in, but it's not necessarily that they're good.
This is getting interesting.
Because if you're looking at Western Conference teams, if you want to go off of 8 on that, you got Colorado, Calgary.
Yeah.
Dallas, Edmonton.
Even Dallas, I actually look at them too, just to make sure what we're doing here. But I'm interested to see because we kind of went through it a little bit. They got Mason Marchment. That's an upgrade. He had a good year. It's Jason Robertson, is right. Heiskanen, Suter, Lindell, Hakanpää, Harley, Miller. Who's there? Tendy again? Oh yeah, Ottinger. Yeah. I think it's a coin flip with a few of the teams, right? Where you're okay, they look like the same boat. Who do we have left here? The Minnesota. Minnesota made the playoffs too, and they got smacked. They got Kaprizov, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
But they got Boldy and Rossi are both going to play too. They were both top picks for them.
They went out and got Fleury at the deadline last year and kept him.
Right. So if you have Fleury all year, it should be pretty good over Cam Talbot and Kakkonen, because their other goalie is Philip Gustafson. You can't. Where do you go from Senators? So okay. So are they better than the Predators and the Jets? I don't know. I don't think so, but
I don't know. It's
so tough. Okay, we'll do the last 2 teams and then we'll make a decision, because we have, let's see, the Predators, Forsberg, Johansson, Duchesne, Niederreiter. They picked him up. Granlund, Tolvanen. Gina, Sissons, Trennan, Sanford, Glass, Tomasino. And then I have Yossi, Fabro. They got McDonough, Ekholm, Lozon, Carrier with Saros in that. And Lankinen's their backup now. It's pretty good.
I like them in the playoffs.
Okay, so then that means Minnesota is fringe.
Is fringe? And then where do you have the Devils?
Well, what about the Jets? Because like they're good too. So the Devils, okay, that's the last team. Let's say, get out of here, fly. They picked up Palat. They have Hischier. Jesper Bratt led their team in points. Sharangovich, Hughes, Dawson Mercer, young guy, had a good year. Tatar, Halla, Andreas Johnson, Boqvist, McLeod, Bastian. And then they got Ryan Graves, Hamilton, Siegenthaler, Severson, Brendan Smith, John Marino, Vanacek, and Blackwood. That's where your downfall is, your goaltending. So I would say
that's what I would say, fringe there too.
So is there
if
any
you really want to make this interesting, do we go?
We do the bracket. We do the bracket. Well, think about this. So what we're saying is Tampa wins the Atlantic. Florida and Toronto were like probably 2-3. Boston's the wild card, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the Rangers going to first seed, and then you got the Penguins. Penguins, Capitals, Hurricanes. Wait, we have too many East teams in here? Or am I being dumb? Yeah, probably. Yeah, we only have one.
Yeah, we have 1, 2,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we have 2 extra teams in here. I think we have 2 extra East, or 1 East and 1 West, actually.
Then you know what? The Islanders would go.
The Islanders, I think they're fringe. Is that enough now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
we have
7,
1 extra West, you said?
Yeah. I like, again, like, is it the Kings? Because they made the playoffs, but I was surprised about it.
I think they take a step back. As of right now.
Are they better?
Off of right now.
Right. Are the Jets better than them? They should be on paper.
Yeah, right now I would say
on paper look better. So, like, last year's playoff team, Minnesota is out. I think the Jets didn't make it. They're in. Everything is kind of similar to last year.
Pretty much.
I don't think anybody's making a huge jump. I think a lot of the shuffling is down here. You know, like Detroit up, Chicago stunk. I mean, they stunk last
year. I think as of right now, I think this was good. But at the end of the year, I think
we're going to be wrong.
Falls out.
Yeah.
I think I said I'll shoot the boot on Edmonton, missing the playoffs.
Okay. Okay. I think that'd be hilarious. That would be theater. Because then it's like, what do you do with McDavid and Draisaitl? And like they're going to be like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, this is so stupid.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know.
I kind of see Boston falling out. If Boston gets hurt, I could see them.
Well, they're getting older too. And I mean, Swayman, he's a young goalie, so you never know. But, that could open the door. That
leaves the door open for
maybe Ottawa.
Detroit, Ottawa, Jersey.
Oh, the Islanders even. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I don't know. I think that's a pretty decent tier list. I don't know. Let us know. If you think people should be moved around, teams need to be higher or lower, or, if you disagree with something. I think that's pretty solid. Like these guys,
listening to it on Spotify, we're just going to go through. I'm just going to ran through these quickly.
Okay.
So our Cup teams, we have Colorado, Tampa, Calgary, and the Rangers. Playoff teams, we got the Penguins, Stars, Panthers, Oilers, Leafs, Capitals, Bruins, Canes, Blues, Blue Jackets, Jets, and Preds. Fringe playoff teams, the Wings, the Sens, Canucks, Vegas, Minnesota. Oh, fucking dog.
Jofa! Yes, Jofa working. He agrees.
Minnesota. Yeah, he agrees. The Devils, the Kings, and the Isles. Lottery teams are the Sabres, the Shockies, and the Ducks, and then just absolute dog-ass horse crap. Everyone else. So Seattle, Arizona, Chicago, Montreal, and Philly.
I think it's a good list. I like it.
We did pretty good.
Yeah. Now, maybe we shift gears a little bit because we've talked.
You know what?
All the
Take a screen grab of this.
take a screen grab. How do you do that? We're recording this. It's going to be on the pod.
Oh yeah, true. I wonder how bad we are at the end of the year. So.
Oh, to like compare it and be like, wow, we're
sort of compare it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. How about we dive into something we've never done before? A little football.
Because it's our podcast and we can do whatever the
Is that against the rules? Are we going to lose all our subs?
Hold on.
We're either going to lose a lot of subs or we're going to gain a lot of subs. Turn that shit around 1 second.
Now
we'll do something here. Yeah. No, we can definitely do it. What the hell is going on with this thing? There we go. We've switched gears and are now a football podcast. And I'm now on the gridiron. So that's how it goes. And here's what happens. I just want to talk like fantasy football a little bit here. Okay. So
Hursty already offered me a couple trades.
Of course, we're gonna break them down. So there's been drama, right? Now I've done 3 drafts. I have 1 tomorrow.
I have 1 tonight.
Three snake drafts and 1 auction. The auctions are super fucking fun. Have I told you about it?
I've done auction drafts before.
Auction drafts, I think, might be like what I would like to do eventually, even with our league, because it was so fun, dude. It takes a long time.
Well, Smitty's down for it, you said.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've never had any of these guys in the same room ever. Like until we were like.
But you could do it online though. Online as a.
Well, I don't know if Laterno's still going to be dicking around at the cottage every year. I guess. Like, when are we going?
But he could still do it online as a.
Yeah, I guess you
auction.
Could. But anywho, so the auction was fun. Now we'll talk about the league that me and Bobo are in together. 4th and Goal season 18. Like we've been doing this league since we were like 14. So the first 2 years we're talking was my hockey team. So I guess it was like Frodo and Zito, the only 2 that were in it like the whole time. And then we brought all you guys in, right?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to go through the draft a little bit.
2-time champ, by the way.
2-time champ. I'm a 2-time as well. And so here's what we're gonna do. We'll share the screen again. We're gonna go do a little draft recap. Okay.
That's what I was trying to find.
This is the draft. Okay. Now we can go through the first maybe 2 rounds and just see what happens here, and then we'll look at the teams and see what we're working with here. And I want to know your thoughts on your team and like the process of like going through the draft. Like, did you get who you wanted? Did you do anything you didn't think you would do?
Sure. Yeah.
So number one pick, the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs.
Consensual number 1 or.
So Smitty, did you say consensual like sex? That's consensus, right? Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Is that where that comes from?
I don't know.
So the consensual sexy pick of number 1 overall,
the sexy pick was
Jonathan Taylor. So I was not surprised.
Not even a picture of him.
No.
Not even a picture of him.
What the hell is that about? Najee Harris too, Jess. That's weird. NFL sucks, by the way. We are changing from NFL to Yahoo or something because I hate this website with a fucking passion. It sucks. Like, listen,
you were raging at the draft
before we even start going through this, okay, you gotta know, okay, that I love my mock drafts. Okay, now I don't like fantasy hockey, and it's one of those things where I feel like I'm not super into doing that. It's every single day. I don't want to do it. So the football thing was awesome because it's just set your lineup once. Now I check it every day because I'm super into it now. But it doesn't feel like as big of a commitment. And I feel like it's a little more fun with multiple positions instead of forwards, D, goalie. It's like, I know there's tight end, there's flex, all that stuff, but it just makes it more fun for football. Now, you do mock drafts, okay? I love doing them. You don't have to, right? I mean, you can get by without it. I mean, we're going to go look at Madison and Zito's teams. Like most guys probably didn't do a ton of mock drafts, okay?
And Madison, we'll get into Madison
we'll talk about the grades and all that, what they mean. But so when I do mock drafts now this year, I was like, I'm going to go on like 3 different sites just to make sure you're getting a different list, every single time. You're not getting a bias on a certain player or whatever, just to make sure. Now drafting on NFL for this league, all I did was mock on NFL because guys that aren't super into, we have some casuals, right? they're just going to go off the list. They're going to go, who's next on the list? I'll click him, right? So more often than not, they're not going to go way off the board. But we will talk about one pick in the first round where it was like, what are we doing? But I think this was the only time that my draft went exactly how I wanted. But what I was going to say is I did a pre-draft ranking on NFL. Now, my thought was, if I do this, I can make my own ranking, right? Like rank the guys. You couldn't do it by position, which was stupid. But you'd also do a do not draft list. Okay. Now, when I thought do not draft, I thought it would kind of flag the player, or like, I honestly thought whoever I ranked onto my list would be in my queue. Here's my queue. Here's the order of guys that I would want them in, but it would still have the master list. Right.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you put do not draft, it would put like a red X by them or something, like, hey, just you put them on your, don't pick him, but he's there. Like, just so you know, I get into the draft, like into the lobby. Okay. And
first off, it doesn't load for you.
Doesn't even load. Well, wait, what? What do you mean?
You said players weren't even popping up.
Because they were on my do not draft list. Now, this was from 3 weeks ago. I had Christian McCaffrey on my do not draft list, and then I started looking more into it, and I'm like, no, I will take him. But he wasn't on my list because it didn't let me edit anything. I couldn't change anything. I couldn't edit it during the... Why can't I edit it during the actual fucking draft? That's what I need, NFL, you boners. Okay? It's all locked.
Fucking Goodell.
Why am I... Fucking Goodell is screwing over my fantasy team. Okay? And the Rebirth Islanders, damn it, we're looking for a championship. So, anyway, I thought that was stupid. Also, their mock draft is bananas, okay? You go to the board. You get your big board. You see everybody's picking, right? And it's snaking back and forth. You look at the team. Oh, look at the column. There's my team, right?
Nope.
We get into the actual draft, and it isn't a snake. It's going round by round. So every other... Like, you had 2 different columns.
It was so dumb.
How am I supposed to see that? I have to go to a different tab to look at your team and this team. The whole point of the board, NFL, is so I can see the fucking column of who's on my team, who's on Brian's team, who's maybe he going to pick next. He's already got a tight end. Oh, I might be okay, right?
Luckily for me, like when the actual draft was happening in the board, mine were right beside each other. So it was like, all right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like,
but it's not even that. I know who's on my team. I want to see the runs. I want to see... Oh, 4.
Yeah, I want to see who's taking.
What an asinine.
Like you said, the run on.
And then also, if you do a mock draft, and apparently this has been going on for like 4 years because I looked at a Reddit thread about it. The AI starts drafting defenses in the 8th round out of 15, all of them. I'm like, so after round 7, I just leave because I'm like, well, this is stupid. Like, I'm gonna get everyone I want. So I just NFL blows. I had to basically try to reprint a new list, which didn't work out. And I had to like follow on like on Lou's list. Whenever he picked, I'd be like, hey man, let me see your list. Like,
let me see your sheet. Yeah.
Like, it's not his cheat sheet. It was just the actual rankings on NFL. Like, who is available. Because I don't know if he's on or not. Now, in my defense though, the list that I picked off of, I actually didn't really use any of the do not draft guys. Like, I didn't pick any of them. So like my list was bang on and I got the guys that kind of I wanted, but I thought it was really weird. It's the interface stinks. It's not super user friendly at all. It really isn't. So it might be a Yahoo year next year or whatever this one is, sleeper. I'll have to look into something, but this is the last year we're doing NFL. I've had enough of it. For the actual website of the NFL to be this bad, people aren't using it. It's like, how are you not putting the effort in? Anyway, so okay, I just had to go on that little rant there. Let's break down the draft.
Otherwise,
okay, Jonathan Taylor, first overall. Here's where things got interesting, and I don't know if you know the backstory about this, but for some reason Lou was a dum-dum and told Hursty who he wanted, and he said Austin Eckler. And so Hursty, that shithead, he goes ahead and picks Austin Eckler. So anyway, Eckler at 2
goes to
that's fine.
To
that's not a reach. Like these top 4 or 5, whatever, they're all over the place. So Lou furiously takes Derrick Henry because he's a Titans fan. Didn't want to take him. Number 4.
Then look who's at 4.
I was dicking around with, do I take McCaffrey? Do I take Jefferson? Like, it was one of those two, right? And I'm like, every time I did a mock, I'd get back to my pick and I wouldn't have a good running back on the board. It would be like Leonard Fournette or like Javonte Williams. And I'm like, no, I got to take a running back. And here's the thing. Everyone's saying McCaffrey's injury prone. He's not. Like, if you look at it as two like random injuries, that's what it is. Last year when he re-injured it, they shut him down because they weren't in the playoffs. He said he could have played, right? So now it's a gamble, but it's number 4 overall. I can't not let him go, right? Is it more of a gamble to take Najee Harris, who went 5th overall to Dane? He's a young guy, right? You never know. He might.
I was pissed. I thought Najee was coming. I thought I was set with Najee at my spot.
Right, but I think even there, I go, it's a risk no matter what. All these running backs, they're going to get hurt because it's what they do for a living. Like, literally, Eckler, Henry, McCaffrey all got hurt last year. Like, that's just how it is, right? So Harris, number 5. So obviously Dane's going off of probably workload. Like I said, I was a little wary because Ben Roethlisberger, he was dumping off to the running backs a ton. He would check down.
Now we got Trubisky there.
Historically does not. So that's where I was like, nah.
Because right? Trubisky could be a little bit more mobile. There's a lot more mobile than Ben.
That too. Now, where things were a little bit like Najee was a different pick. I was like, oh, at 5, okay, cool. I considered him too, to be honest. My brother Randy went with Justin Jefferson. So first wide receiver off the board at 6. I thought that's phenomenal value. And then here's number 7, Dalvin Cook. So what were you thinking here with number 7? So you wanted Harris?
Same thing. I thought Cook was going to be going up in the top 5 there. So I thought.
So wait, was Harris your number 1? Like, who was that? Who was the guy you really wanted?
Najee was going to be my number 1. Was my number 1.
So Cook was kind of your next guy.
Yeah, because I was in the same boat as you. I didn't want to necessarily wait till second round to try to get a running back.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was, you know what? Let's try to go top running back, top receiver, and then
Cook technically is in the same boat as those other guys. He got hurt too. Like, all of them get hurt, right? And I like Dalvin Cook. That was I couldn't take my 4, but I was like,
I was debating Cooper Kupp. Not gonna lie, but I think it's harder to get that top, like those top 2-tier running backs first.
Unless someone like Swift would have come back around to you, or Kamara, which never really happens. Aaron Jones. Like, he, in one of the drafts at Aaron Jones, I picked 1st overall. I got Taylor. He came all the way back down to 24. I'm like, holy shit, I'm taking him. Wasn't my plan. But
yeah. So I think if we go through the top 3 rounds here.
Oh, we will. I'm gonna look at our teams. And we can break them down quick. But I just want to do the top. So Cooper Kupp. Okay, he was the best wide receiver last year. Is he gonna have those numbers again? I don't think so. But he's still gonna be top tier, right? This is the one where, okay, so Zito picked Leonard Fournette. Now, I feel like he might have had him last year. He knows his name, and he used to play for the Jaguars, and that's Zito's favorite team. So this is something where I go like, so Zito's not really huge into football. He does the league. He's with the boys, right? Like, that's the whole point of it, was with the boys, right? So I think, because I went, wow, he went off the list, because I'm thinking he's one that's going to stick to the list. Him and Medici, I thought, would generally like stay towards the top. That is not towards the top, because arguably I would have picked like 8 or 9 guys over him. Well, I would have picked. He was on my do not draft. I don't want him.
Okay.
I have him in my keeper league for the auction thing because he was worth $1.
He was $1.
I'll take him. But
if
Joe Mixon,
he's worth $1.
Yeah. But Joe Mixon, I would have taken, like, I
taken him honestly, over. I would have taken Aaron Jones over him.
Here's the guy.
I would have taken those 3 over him.
I consider taking Joe Mixon at 4 because I think he's going to have a monster year. Now, that's Joey's team, so Shannon was picking for him. My wife was
she had a great draft.
She did. We'll look at it. And then Letourneau went with Jamar Chase, which is good value at 11. Aaron Jones, so there's Medici, so he's going to back-to-back. So Aaron Jones, right? So go to round 2. So then he went with Saquon. Now, it's another one where that's top of the list. But he went back-to-back running back. Yeah, I would have too. I would have too. But Barkley's another guy where it's like, hey, he got hurt. But he's also like a dynamic running back. So it's like you can, like, he could have an awesome year.
Quadzilla.
So he's got Barkley and Jones. That's pretty good. Then Letourneau doubled up on the wide receivers.
On the receivers.
Right, he went Chase and Adams, which is like sweet. Okay. Shannon snags Debo. Zito now goes with Swift, right? So he's got Fournette and Swift. That's pretty good running backs, right? Now Mike went with Nick Chubb. Now the only thing that I don't like with Chubb is that they have no quarterback until week 11. So you got a Ferrari in a like Model T offense. It's like, how's that going to work, right? And then you got the whole thing with Kareem Hunt wants out and all that shit. So now you're on the board.
Then I come back.
Holy
Stephon
fuck.
Diggs is still there.
Now that's the one thing where I might actually, now that I see this, I might ask Shannon, what the hell? Why did you take him? Like, it's off the board.
You got one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL throwing to you.
Well, that's the thing, is she doesn't know that. But also, she's the one that would be going off the top of the board. So it'd be like, oh, like, how come you didn't take Stephon Diggs? Like, there's got to be, maybe she likes Debo. She did some mock drafts.
Okay.
She's like, I like Debo. All right.
One thing there too, I was debating on a guy like Chubb or Swift, but I feel like if Zito would have went with a guy like Diggs or someone else, then I think Swift was falling to Ferraro, and then.
Well, the fact that now, okay, you've already.
But I get Diggs at 8. I got my top running back and my top receiver.
Right, but at the same time,
they're both top end talent.
Right. Did you consider Alvin Kamara at all?
No.
Okay, because I would have. Because, dude, that would have been a sweet back. But Diggs, too, you're like, fuck, man, this guy. So when Fournette gets drafted up top there, when Debo goes right there, when Barkley goes there, I'm going, holy shit. People are going to fall, right? And you got one of them. That is insane. Because Diggs in most mock drafts was going into the first round. Like, beginning second. Like, this is mid-second. So that's a great pick. So you got Cook and Diggs. That's a pretty great one, too.
Sir.
I love that. So Randy got Kamara. Now, who did he go with in the first round again? He picked Jefferson. He got Jefferson, right? So he's got Jefferson and Kamara.
He's got his receiver and running back now.
That's pretty good. Dane went with Javonte.
So he's doubled up on running backs.
I mean, with Gordon, well, he went the top 4 picks. He did running backs. I think that's going to bite him. And then now this is one where this is exactly who I wanted. Like, I wanted Mike Evans. Oh yeah, love Mike Evans. He is so dependable that I just feel like I take it now. CeeDee Lamb, fucking hate CeeDee Lamb, cowboy.
So my thing on Mike Evans is it's not even on Mike Evans. It's on Tom Brady. I don't think he's all there this year.
We're gonna find out, but I just think you have to throw to somebody.
If he is, hell of a pick.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go someone. But I just went because I went, hey man, it was him, Debo, if he dropped. Well, I was seeing Diggs come down. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to get him?
Yeah, there's no way you were getting Diggs.
Well, maybe.
If I don't take say I go Kamara, do you think your brother doubles up on running receivers?
No. And I don't think Dane does either. His whole thing, he was doing like a running back stable. Yeah. He might have taken him. I think Dane would have probably. But I wanted Evans, and then the other two, like there was 4. I wanted either Evans number 1, Debo 2, because I think Debo's not. I think he had an amazing season, but now you got a different QB. That's more mobile, right? More mobile. And then it was Keenan Allen or Tyreek. So if he was off the board, I would have wanted them. Although I probably would have taken CD. I didn't think he was going to be there either, but I just knew I want Evans.
If it's a guy you want, you have to.
And then this is an interesting one here. I mean, CD Lamb was John, so he's got Henry and Lamb. That's pretty good. So
I don't get.
Always goes with the tight end. Now, Zinger was going bananas on him for it. It's pretty funny, but I understand it a little bit because I mean the Chiefs aren't going to be that as good. Now there's some bias there because Dane ended up taking Juju, he obviously believes in the Chiefs offense, maybe more than Hurst does. And I get it. So, and then looking at the Ravens, who the hell is Lamar going to throw to? It's Andrews and Bateman. Brown's gone. So it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, I got him in the auction for like $22, but yeah, Andrews over Kelsey. Interesting. So for me, I never want to take a tight end that early ever.
No, but I waited up pretty late because there's still some decent tight ends you can get. Right.
So, okay, let's go by team. Let's look at who is this? Oh, this is me.
That's your brother. Okay. Oh, that's you.
No, this is me. Okay, so here's all the picks. Now I'll tell you the first 5, actually 6, 7. My draft one like exactly how I wanted, like every pick. Like there's not one. These 4 specifically were my top guys. There's just something about Travis Etienne. I think he's gonna be like, I feel like he's gonna be like Kamara. I feel like just with him, with Lawrence's second year, you got Christian Kirk now. Like they're that team that should be getting a little better, right? Like Robinson's still kind of hurt. Now that's the one guy I wish I would have picked up, but Hursty snagged him. Piece of shit. But I zeroed in on Etienne. I technically reached for him just because I wanted him. Because there was other guys, but I don't want James Conner. I don't want David Montgomery. Like I don't want Zeke. I passed on all of those guys.
I don't want Zeke either. Yeah.
To take Etienne because I feel like what those guys are, right? Etienne might be the guy, right? And at the very least, he'll be like one of those guys, right? So I'm not really losing. The only way that is if he's just absolute dog water, which I don't think he is. So, and then Jalen Waddle was my 4th. I'm taking him in 4th round, and he was there.
I think that's a great pick because now with Tyreek there too.
Well, people look at it and go like target share. I go, yeah, but like I don't look at it like that. I think decoy. Like who's going to be coming across the middle in the slot and shit? Tyreek's going to fire down the field. It's going to be Waddle. Exactly. Right? Tua can't fucking throw, dude. He's going to hit Waddle every time.
Have you seen the Dolphins like hype clip from training camp?
No.
It was Tua underthrowing Tyreek. Like they tried to make it look good, but he was underthrowing Tyreek.
Yeah. But then like AJ Dillon, I think that's not bad to have because like he's going to be in a stable. He's going to get the 3rd down goal line carries, and Jones goes down. I got him.
Your 7th round pick is the one I think is one of your better picks.
Yeah, and I'll say like Darnell Mooney. Who else is Fields going to throw to? It's like Kmet and Mooney, and that's it. Pollard, because I honestly think
Zeke is going to go down.
Toast. I don't think he's going to go down. I think he's going to get benched. He sucks. And then here's where I started taking some swings. So Drake London, I'm like, he's a young guy.
Derek Carr is not a swing. I was Derek Carr for that round too.
That was my guy. I was like, all right.
And I said that right when you picked him. Like that was going to be the guy I was taking that round.
Nico Collins, I reached a little bit for, but I just feel like he had a good year in Houston, and I think Brandon Cooks isn't that great. So that's why I went with Collins. Romeo Dubes, I went, okay, Green Bay, there's got to be somebody. It's either him or Watson. I'll pick with this guy. Yeah. And then I didn't really plan on this, but I was like looking more at this Okwengumbanam or whatever tight end from the Broncos. And I'm like, man, Russell Wilson made Jimmy Graham.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, Drew Brees did first, right? But man, like he uses tight ends a lot. So I'm like, I'll fucking grab him. He's a young guy, right?
Well, even look the year prior and Noah Fant. Look how Noah Fant did in Denver.
Yeah. Right.
And that wasn't with like now you got Russell Wilson, who is actually have way better quarterback than Drew Lock.
Yeah. And then I got Garrett Wilson. I mean, another rookie. I'll go with the rookie, see if he turns into something. This Benjamin guy, I was literally just looking at like the running backs there in Arizona, and I'm like, I'll take a flyer on him. That's a guy I could drop. And then I just went with Mac Jones. I didn't like anybody else.
Yeah, I think Mac Attack's a good
view all there. Teams. Can I do that? Oh, that's not what I wanted.
So no, go back to what you had.
Yeah, I know. There was
and then you'll see my team on the left.
All right. Break it down. So we did Cooks and Diggs.
Yeah. So then I wanted to come back and get a running back because I wanted to solidify that right away. James Conner, you know what you're going to get out of him. Is he an absolute stud? No, but he's that number one guy in Arizona, especially at the team that may not necessarily have that wide receiver core in the first couple of weeks.
I just realized I chirped like 2 of your guys hardcore.
Yep. Yes, you did. Deontay Johnson.
I had no idea. That's so funny. Yeah, fucking Cooks is shit. Fuck him.
You know what you're going to get out of James Conner. Is he that he's a starting running back and he's not the sexy name, but he's a name. He's a solid point. He's solid 15 points. Deontay Johnson, now he's restructured. He's ready to ball out. Guy's going to be so sick.
Yeah. So I took Waddle like 2 picks after that.
So I think Deontay Johnson, like with George Pickens, they're having his good preseason there as the rookie, and then you still have Chase Claypool out there.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson still is going to be the main target, though. Trubisky and him look on like they're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Singletary, Buffalo running back. Let's go.
The only thing with Buffalo running now, he's your third back, right? So it's like whatever.
Yes,
because that's who you start taking is like, all right,
in my
I'll take a
flex,
swing.
yeah.
But like you got Singletary, Cook, and Moss, right? So it's like there's three where it's like one of them might, you know what I mean? If one of them's playing well, that other guy's not going to. You better hope if he's in, that's the game he plays, right?
Then Brendan Cook's there. Hopefully something happens there in Houston for him.
Remember when Malcolm Jenkins killed him in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. And that's what you said exactly once I picked them too.
It's my best. That's what I remember Brandon Cooks for. I'll always remember that.
Remember when Jeremy made your brother into Brandon Cooks?
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Damian Harris is going to be the main guy there for New England, so try to get some.
Are you worried about Ramondre Stevenson? Are you worried about Ramondre Stevenson?
No.
I would have picked him.
Tyler Higbee.
I would have went with both of them. Yeah, Higbee, yeah.
Higbee just to get a tight end. Naheem Hines, there's rumors that he's gonna be playing the slot receiver role a lot more too. And then with Matt Ryan there too, how do you say no? Trey Lance, he was my
good
first
value.
quarterback.
That was great value.
Because you took Carr in the 9th, and so I'm like, all right, you know what?
If he went, I would have taken Trey Lance. Dude, Kyler Murray was there in like the 9th round. I was like, oh shit, I was almost going to take him, and then someone grabbed him. Like, thank God, because I didn't really want him.
Yeah, so Trey Lance, like I said, he gets his first full year there. We'll see what he can do. I like that he is mobile. He has a line there with him, so hopefully, fingers crossed. Jamal Williams, the second back there in Detroit, right? So
he's gonna a lot of work there too.
Yeah, Matty Ice,
just in case.
Upgrade over Wentz for Indy.
Well, also just in case Trey Lance isn't good, you got a guy that
he's reliable.
Pretty good.
He's reliable there. And then if Hines does play the slot, then I got that connection.
Yeah, and then you jumped in the time machine.
Oh yeah, Mark Ingram. But I just went honestly for best points at that point with him.
Yeah.
Might try to throw him into a trade for Hursty just because. Marvin Jones. He's
going to be starting. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Marvin Jones, again, it's a receiver out there for Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. And then Curtis Samuel went off of points.
Hey, fair enough, man. I think some of the other teams, if we just kind of take a peek at them, who's like some interesting, we always like to take the piss out of Hursty here. So, I mean, he went with Eckler, I think, literally because Lou wanted him. He didn't. He's been offering Lou trades. He's been offering Lou trades with Austin.
He offered
Eckler
me like 2 trades already.
Do you remember what they were? You gotta look them up. But like
it wasn't anything good.
I mean, Eckler, okay. Like everybody's gonna have a good first few picks, right? Eckler, Andrews, right? But then who are you gonna supplement that with? Cordell Patterson's 31 years old on a shit Falcons team. I was kind of like,
Marcus Mariota all day, bro.
Like Michael Pittman. I like Michael Pittman. I like that pick because he had a really good year last year quietly, and now he's got a better QB. So watch out. Lazard is a guy that like he's the only one really that's like played with Tom Brady. So sure. Cortland Sutton. I mean, he's got Wilson and Sutton, right? Russell Wilson and him. So like,
yeah,
maybe DJ Moore. Like I like him, but he never gets touchdowns. That's the only problem with Moore. So like it's like a decent team, but now here's where it gets problems.
Do you have a better quarterback now thrown to him in Baker?
Yeah, you're right. But here's where Hursty's team runs into a brick wall. Like there's zero depth here. His bench is poo. Like Kareem Hunt wants out, so that might work out. Like if he gets traded somewhere where it's like, hey, we need a guy. Like I think you're gonna see someone get hurt like 2-3 weeks in, and they're like, oh shit, we got to trade for somebody. Kareem Hunt. Like Jarrett McKinnon, I mean, James Robinson, I wanted just to back up Etienne. So not a bad pick if Etienne falters. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Jeff Wilson, I mean, the 49ers are always running back by committee. So even Eli Mitchell, I didn't want Mitchell because, like, you never know. Paris Campbell, never heard of him, so he might be good.
4 running backs, though, on his bench.
Yeah. Rondale Moore will be useless once DeAndre comes back. So great draft by Hursty. Who else? Let's look at the team Shannon.
Look at hers and Madison's.
Actually, maybe we'll get Shannon to come cameo here in a second.
Yeah, so go to Madison's.
Madison's team.
Because he's projected to win it all.
He was projected to win it all off of this squad. So obviously this was just put in by projections. So he has Jones and Barkley were his 1-2. He ended up probably with Mahomes in the third round. He was back to back at 12, right? Like Rashad Penny starting to now. Russell Gage is he's like number 3, right? On Tampa.
Yeah.
If Julio's good, he might be 4. So I don't know. AJ Brown, I mean, he's an Eagle. But the thing is he going from the other offense that wasn't really throwing to another one that doesn't throw that much? So I like Zach Ertz, T. Higgins, great. Tua as the backup, that's another QB I would have looked at too if I couldn't get Carr. So here's the other thing too is you look at depth. So McKissick, Mostert, Sanders, those are all what I call safe picks, where they're going to be projected 13 points. Whatever, you take them and go. But are they going to be studs? Not a shot, right? I don't think any of those guys are going to be. Sanders, I think, is going to suck. Mostert's been breaking out for. I like
years. McKissick as the backup, as a bench play, having that rotation.
This is the only swing he took Spiller, but at the same time, Sonny Michel just signed with the Chargers, so Spiller's probably number 3. Brandon Ayuk, that's not a bad pick. I like that one.
Kyle Rudolph, I had no clue Kyle Rudolph was still playing.
So here's the thing. Zito had an A as well. So we look at he did. So looking at his team, and I'm going to tell you why it says that. And that's why you can't go off of the grades. So he's got Fournette, Swift, Hurts, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Dalton Schultz, Antonio Gibson, Michael Carter. Then you got Dak for some reason. Rex Burkhead, Donta Foreman, Josh Palmer, Valdez Scantling, Woods, Everett. Same thing as Madison's team, just safe picks. So he's going off the top of the rankings. So when this thing tells you your grade, it goes off of a few things. Number 1, ADP, right? If you pick guys at the top of the ranking every single time, and I've done this, it'll give you an A. If you fill your team out exactly what it's saying to do, it's going to give you an A because that's their average draft position, right? And then if you're picking guys that are projected decent points, so his bench here, right? Okay, Valdez Scantling, when he comes in, he's going to be projected 13 points or 12 points or whatever. When I pick a guy like Romeo Dubes, who right now is projected 2 points, it puts that into the projection for 8 weeks down the line. So it makes me lose, right? So it'll make him have more. That's why. So I'm taking a swing at a guy that could potentially get 20. But so I'm playing the stock market where Madison and Zito don't watch football enough to know who are the guys that you should take a swing on.
Available.
Yeah, they go best available, which is what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's why, because Zito's I got an A. I'm great, man. Keep it going. Here's an interesting one. There's two completely opposites. So this is Zinger's team. Look at the running backs. So he's got Javonte Williams, Najee Harris, Zeke, and Josh Jacobs. Now, I don't like 2 of them. I don't like Elliott and Jacobs, so I'm not a big fan there. Williams is splitting with Gordon, and he could be a guy if Gordon, if he takes over and Gordon's not a thing, then he's gonna be great. Najee, I think, is gonna be a workhorse. Rodgers QB. Here's where it's a little scary. So your 2
Murray Cooper
and Smith Schuster.
Juju's not the main guy.
No, so it's very risky, but at the bottom, well, even actually for Zinger, I thought he'd be taking a lot more swings at rookies and stuff. He took Treylon Burks. I like that. DJ Chark, safe. Corey Davis, safe. Christian Kirk. He took a ton of wide receivers. He knows, right? Kirk is a number 1 guy. Landry, Devontae Parker, Jokey, and got Watson for kind of backup maybe to Rodgers, but that's one where I was wow, he went 4 running backs first 4 rounds, and that it shows because you don't get receiver. But
that's the thing, though, when you get in a 2-man flex. Then
Letourneau's team is the complete freaking opposite. He has no running backs. So Akers and Hall, that's very risky.
Oof.
Incredibly risky. I like the team because you got Herbert, you got Devontae Adams, Chase, Waller and Adams. Maybe split the difference there because you have, you know what I mean? You're putting all your eggs in the Raider basket.
He's got a great ex-Spartan there, though, as Kenneth Walker III.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker. Chris Olave, I wanted to draft him too, Pickens, Tolbert,
Pickens
those
is
were
a
two
good
guys
pick.
on my list too. Algier was as well. Murray on his bench, so that's an interesting one too. He drafted him, and I guarantee you, knowing Josh, he drafted him because he was available there. He's like, oh shit, I should take him, right? Probably thinking, oh hey, KB doesn't have a running or a QB yet. Where I'm like, well, I don't like, I want Carr. Like you go ahead and take him. I don't want Kyler Murray.
Jameson Williams on the bench.
Isaiah Likely, I've heard some stuff about him too, because like they might do a lot of like 2 tight end sets type stuff, and then obviously Williams he took a lot of the young guys, right? So his draft grade is probably like 3 and 11. You know what I mean?
But it's hard to say when these guys don't have.
Yeah. Hey, is the GM here? Let me send her a message. Oh, apparently I was being really loud. We'll see if she comes down here. Who else haven't we broken down yet? Lou with the spite pick. So Derrick Henry.
So the one thing I will say with Lou's pick is with Lamar Jackson. He's like, oh, he's gonna look. Because who did Hursty take? Andrews there? Well, Lamar's gonna be throwing to him, so more points for me. I like that.
Well, it's a decent team. Like I like Gabe Davis, like Tyreek. He's Tyreek Hill, right? Chase Edmonds is something where like he's been breaking out for 15 years. So I mean, we'll see. He's been in like 3 different places the last 3 years. I like Fairmouth. You were my scout for that.
Yeah,
Michael Thomas, CeeDee Lamb,
very Heath Miller-ish.
He's got 3 quarterbacks, by the way, which is interesting.
Yeah,
3 Vikings: Madison, Thielen, Hurst, Smith, Claypool, Boyd. Not bad. What? Oh, here we go. We're gonna have a cameo. What? Come on in here into the green screen for a second. Let's break down the draft here. Oh, we're gonna have 2 cameos. 2 cameos.
A double cameo.
No, you're good. Come on in. It's fine. Here.
If I could Chris Collinsworth my ass.
There goes
on
the
here.
There goes the lighting. Damn, duck on down here. Okay. Here we go.
Hey, baby.
There's the fam. Okay, we're gonna look at the team that you just drafted. We're gonna break it down real quick. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what
you should put on her beard.
You're picking. What was you picking? Number 8 or 9?
10.
Picking 10. Gets Joe Mixon, like my favorite player in the draft. So, like, what was going through your mind when Joe Mixon was there on the board? Were you jumping for joy?
Yeah.
Oh, great. And
then Debo.
And you went with Debo. Now, why'd you take Debo over Stephon Diggs?
Because I know Debo's better.
Okay, so Debo's better. So you heard it here first. And he might be. I like the Mike Williams pick.
I like.
Was there any other guys
too.
you were Ovi? Hey, shut your mouth. Were there any other players here that you were looking at in the mock drafts that you actually got?
I think it was Kittle.
Kittle, maybe?
Yeah, Kittle, yeah.
And then,
can you smack him? Shut up.
I can't. And then I think maybe
was it Clyde? Or
no,
Joe Burrow?
No, not Joe. I didn't want Joe.
I think I like.
Was
Joe
it Abdullah?
No.
God no.
I wanted Patty Mahomes.
Oh, you didn't get him. But you got. I think Joe Burrow's good.
Yeah, he's
Joe Burrow's a solid quarterback.
Mike Williams is getting picked like slightly after Keenan Allen because he had a good year too. So I like Williams, and I hate my dog. I might go choke him out. Both our dogs can go to hell, as far as I'm
concerned. So you like Mike Vick?
Yeah, and then James Cook was someone that Smitty thought wasn't on the list. He was like, "Man, he's not there. He's not there." And he picked James Cook.
I liked him because I know Buffalo was actually like decent.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should take him because like last year Buffalo actually did quite well.
And then there's also a lot of picks here like Gainwell and Herbert, where they're technically, would you say they're technically number 2s? But I look at both of them and go like they could be 1 because like both the
it's a 1. I don't see them necessarily as a 2, more like a 1A, 1B.
Sanders is going to be shit. I think Gainwell is going to maybe be the guy, and then even Herbert, like with Montgomery, I think Herbert might get a lot of snaps too. I mean, I don't like Kenny Golladay because he's got like a grade 8 boy throwing to him. Sky Moore is a good sleeper pick with the Chiefs. You picked 2 Giants receivers, so I thought you knew better.
Good luck with that.
You picked only 1 Eagle, damn it.
I didn't.
She didn't pick any Cowboys though, so she did good.
Or
I like
Redskins.
Dawson
or
Knox. You got two really good
Commanders,
tight
whatever
ends,
they are.
Kittle and Knox. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
And then Abdullah. So, what'd you like with Amir Abdullah? Is it the fact that he is an ex Lion, or?
I really didn't want him either.
Well, I'm sure
Just
Joey
the
will
name.
drop him. So, anyway, it was really nice of you to stop by the Bushy and Bobo show
Yeah,
for the
no
first
problem.
time. All right,
Yeah.
Layla, you too. Okay, we'll see you later.
Wee.
Yeah, if you could like
Yeah, I'm
put
going
my
to.
light
Yeah,
back
I
up
will.
so that it's not pitch black like ghosts in here, that'd be titties. She knocked all my shit down,
I didn't mean to.
knocking everything down, breaking the set. Look at the set's all broken now, and now all
So
my
we need a
shadows
studio.
are all out of whack.
But
I
you
put
know
on
what?
my
We
blush
reviewed-
makeup a certain way. Leave that. It's fine. I'll get it later.
We have reviewed pretty much every team here. Talked a little fantasy today.
Yeah, we did. I think we pretty much did every team, right? Who did we not do? Randy's team? That was it. Oh, and Ferrado.
Yeah, but he
Brady,
took him over
Kamara,
an hour.
Montgomery, DK Metcalf. Oh my God, he took like 85
I don't like
minutes
that.
for each pick. No, I don't. Jefferson, I like. Cole Kmet's a good pick. Allen Robinson could be. J.K. Dobbins, that's like one of those, hey, maybe risky, but like could pay off. Daniel Jones.
Gordon,
got
I
shot.
like on the bench.
Yeah. Brian Robinson got shot. Rashad Bateman should probably be in a starting lineup, to be honest with you, over fucking Metcalf or Robinson or Dobbins.
Yeah.
I mean, Lockett. I think he forgot that Russell Wilson isn't with the Seahawks anymore.
That's what I was thinking there. I'm like,
I never even knew Evan Engram was with the Jags.
Since when?
McCole Hardman, sure. Yeah, the only one was maybe Smitty's team and Ferrado's team, right? We did everybody else. Ferrado's team, let's see what he did. I don't think he's won a championship in this league yet. Stafford, Chubb, Damian Pierce was a good pick because he's going to be the guy. Cup, McLaurin, Pitts, Jerry Jeudy, Devonta Smith, good receivers. Again, 3 QBs. I think we got to knock off the.
Well, Goff was his last pick.
I'm going to knock 2 benches off. Like, I'm going to knock 2 bench spots off next year. I hate this 3 quarterback thing. I don't even pick 2. I pick 1. Cousins, Goff, Hubbard, Pacheco. Like, even he's going to probably be a number 3. Dotson's a nice pick. Julio, like, just because he's Julio, right? TJ Hawkinson, you got to have a couple Lions for sure. And then last but not least, I think, would be Smitty at first overall. The banana slugs with Taylor. He got the best running back, the best QB. Now,
well, he took that quarterback early too. Though he took him 3rd round.
He's in the same boat as Zinger. He's got no receivers. He's got Renfro and St. Brown and Elijah Moore. Like, but those are ones that could pay off because like St. Brown being young, Elijah Moore is at second, right? Elijah Mitchell, Travis Kelce. So like. That's,
I don't mind Renfro, but like more of a 3rd option.
Isaiah McKenzie, Zamir White are both nice picks. I like him because Josh Jacobs is not good, in my opinion. And taking DeAndre Hopkins, he's so sus. But Hopkins coming back week 7, right? So if now that's probably what he was doing. Now that I see that, he was probably thinking, "Oh shit, like I can just survive the first 6 weeks, and then boom, now you got a number 1 guy up here." You know, and hopefully one of these guys explodes. Is a pretty good draft there. So, yeah, I had fun with it. I mean, there's going to be
was fun.
A lot of.
It's always a fun time. Draft's always a fun time. I always enjoy it.
There's always going to be a lot of trades from Hursty. So just
I
don't know what he's thinking. It's like, bro, you can draft the guys you just tried to trade me for. Like the 2 guys that I wanted from Lou, they're guys he could have drafted. He's like, why didn't you just pick them? You were ahead of me. So stupid.
Because it's Hursty.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Hursty. Yeah. Hey, we got a little football talk in there too. There's just here in the arena.
A lot of football talk.
But there's no hockey. So shit. I mean, I'm not going to break down Canada USA Women's Gold Medal World Championship. I know one player.
Yeah.
It's like Poulin. Like, did she even play? Probably, right?
Hillary Knight and Amanda Kessel.
That's it. That's all I know. Sarah Nurse who's on the cover. So, yeah, there we go. And that was
32 episodes in.
32 episodes in for each NHL team. And I'm turning 32 in like 3 weeks.
There you go.
Fuck. The funniest thing about this is, you can keep that middle finger up, but I will.
Well, if you're an old fuck, what am I?
I will never be as old as you fossil. Ever. You will always be older than me, and I can take solace in
11
that.
days. 11 days?
Yeah, man. What are we doing?
Dying.
No, like, what are we doing? Gonna have a little
I don't know what we're going to do yet.
birthday pod or grab some din din or something?
We might do a little
What do you
something,
want?
something.
What does Brian want for his birthday? Does he want a little Lego set? What do you want? I'm gonna get you.
Don't knock a Lego set.
I'm gonna get you knob whiskey. I say that.
Some sort of bottle.
Listen, I wouldn't say no to a Lego set either. I got one here next to me somewhere. I'm not gonna get it because I can't open the thing, but I got Boba Fett's.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it the other day. I saw it draft day.
Yeah, man. I'm talking like there's Lego sets for like 18 plus. Did you know that? Where they have like a base and they're supposed to like collectible type things that you're supposed to just display them.
Huh.
There's even some that are supposed to look like dioramas. There's one of like the trench run on the Death Star, you know, when they're like flying through it to like explode it. It's a little thing. It's like maybe this big, and it's a chunk of the Death Star with the trench, and it shows like the X-Wings flying through it. I'm like, that's pretty sick. And it says like X-Wing, like Death Star trench run, and it's like labeled, right?
It's pretty cool.
But it's literally labeled 18 plus. It's not supposed to be like, hey, you can play with this thing. It's like, no, you build it and you fucking put it on a shelf.
Build it and
yeah. So I don't know. I was looking at those like, oh, maybe they come up with more of these. I might do a little shelf somewhere. I don't have any room for
you bushy one Legos.
But yeah, we should do something for the birthday.
Yeah. And if you want to donate, if you want to come to the Bushy and Bobo birthday bash,
we're gonna have a tailgate. We're gonna have a tailgate, and
we're gonna have a meet and greet at
yeah, meet and greet at Nunya Business Place. That's it. That's the show.
Yeah.
Until next time, definitely 100,000%. Get on Facebook, Google The Healthy Scratch, or Facebook The Healthy Scratch. Go on Twitter. Go at Healthy Scratch 6, not Healthy Scratch 5 or 7, Healthy Scratch 6. Damn it! You follow them, right? And then you go on Instagram and I don't know what it is.
Healthy Scratch Hockey,
not Healthy Scratch Soccer or football or Healthy Scratch Balls. You'll get something different. Okay.
That is enough. You do not want that.
We don't have a website anymore because we didn't need it. Okay. Don't need it, but on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you can get your podcast, check it out. Okay, or on YouTube. Go on YouTube.
Yeah,
Healthy Scratch.
This way you get to see our ugly mugs.
We're everywhere, and I'll keep saying that. And we're right here, and we're going to the top.
And we're here too.
Right there.
Yeah.
Wait.
We haven't even ended the pod yet.
No. Okay, go.
So, well, this is going off of YouTube now.
Anyway,
so,
going on the public forum. Anyway, until next time, it's Bushy and Bobo signing off. We'll talk to you soon.
32 deep, baby.